Hello everyone, this is Kathleen and I am here today pretty excited to do my February design team project for Stacy's Stories. This month I am using her kit If Walls Could Talk. It's Stacy Stories on Etsy and it's just a beautiful um, vintage wallpaper kit. There's 13 pages of just these gorgeous wallpaper prints. Um, yeah, she's got them kind of arranged on each page, but you can cut them up and print them on paper or cardstock or make tags, or there's all kinds of things that I can do with this kit. I'm really pretty excited about this. And today I'm going to combine it with the labels that I used last month, the labels kit, and make some tags. This is what I'm going to do. So I've been working on trying to get this journal finished. And I have it bound now, this kind of unusual cloth binding. But I've just been kind of working in the pages, and I had this pretty envelope pocket that I wanted to do, and I left the envelope part very simple because I wanted to do this fancy wallpaper tag. I've left a little tuck spot here on this side too, but this is the way the tag ended up. And what I wanted to do when I first saw this kit, this wallpaper kit, was experiment with torn wallpaper. I really love the aesthetic of an old abandoned house, a homestead. I live in the West, out in the country, kind of in the desert, and it's a high desert though. You'll have to excuse my jacket. This morning we had 7 inches of snow and it was a surprise, but it's cold in the house, so yeah, I'm kind of dressed warm today. But anyway, all around me there are these abandoned, old, falling down homestead houses, and some of them have walls still, and they have this kind of ripped and torn wallpaper, and I just am captivated by that, and that's what I was kind of trying to go for. Just stained and ripped, and then I've just created this kind of this little triangle collage kind of excuse me, put a bow on the top. Anyway, so that's what the tag for this pocket looks like, and then it just slides in there, and so then that page is done, is ready. So let me show you. I have a couple more examples of this. Here's some other torn. You can see the edges kind of are torn, and then these pretty little labels from Stacy's label kit. Here's another one. I loved this print. Very, very vintage, old-fashioned-y, and yeah, I just really like it. So let me show you quickly how to do that. It's a particular kind of a thing. You start just with a tag. I make my tags out of file folder, coffee dye. So here's the base, and you can use all kinds of patterns together if you like to mix patterns, but the way you do it is just with Elmer's glue. So and a brush. You need to smear it. So, you can use a brush or a sponge or your finger, whatever you want, but you want to put the glue on the tag where you want the paper to be. So let's just smear some on. You kind of want to get up to the edge, but not over the edge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, and you don't want to put too much because then that will soak into the paper. This only works because the paper is thin, so I have printed it just on regular lightweight copy paper. And then you also want to have a little pot of water handy because you really don't want the glue to dry at all in your brush. Okay, so once you have the glue on there, then you want to lay that on the pattern however you want. And then, you know, you want to cut it so that you can get it straight. And then you want to push it down really well. You can use a brayer, you can use a card, you could use your bone folder, but you want to get the glue stuck down good. Okay. Now that has to dry really well. I mean, for, you know, an hour or so at least. There's not a lot you can do to speed up that process. You can't use Fabri-Tac. Nope. It has to be like wallpaper paste. And so the closest thing would be, you know, like a white glue, PVA glue. And then it needs to dry because you're going to rip it off. And so this is the way you want it to look. If you use too much glue, and if it's still wet when you try to rip it off, you're going to pull up the tag and it'll just look like a mess. Believe me, I've experimented with it and it's not going to look good. You want to let it dry completely, which is why you want to use a brush to get your glue where you want the glue, because once it's dried on there, then, you know, it's going to stick. So in order to pull it up and rip, you need to have some spaces that don't have glue. Okay, so you saw the way I did that. Now I'm going to put this one aside, and magically this one is dried. All right, so I'm going to show you now how to tear it. So you don't want to get all the way to the edge because you want to be able to have some paper to pull on. And yeah, so I just have these edges kind of folded up, and now I'm just going to start pulling it off. And, you know, it takes just a tiny bit of practice to kind of learn how much you want to pull and how much you want to leave. And you have to be happy with the randomness of this project. I mean, there's not a lot you can do to control where the paper is going to be. You kind of can do some of that as you put the glue down to control it, but otherwise there's not a lot. Now I'm kind of not liking the way that edge, you know, I wish it had left a little bit more, because now that just looks kind of like a funny thing there, but we'll see what we can do to maybe cover that up. Okay, so that's the way that ends up. And then, you know, it kind of gets stiff because of the glue. Now I'm going to distress it, certainly around the edges, but then a little bit more in the paper. I really like the way this design looks on the tag. It looks great. So there's some distress. I just want to kind of stain that white because I don't really want white paper. Yeah, I like this. Okay, now there are some more things I could do depending on whether I wanted more grunge. I could dump some coffee. I could smush some distress. There's a number of things I could do. But one thing that's going to make it look great right away is to put the little hole reinforcers on. That kind of helps it now to look kind of finished. I really like the dark edges on this. Yeah. Okay, now the next step is to put the embellishing on. And so I've got a couple of choices over here in my little pile. Is that all the labels? Yeah, I think they're hiding under there. Yeah, so I have, this was part of a design that I've cut off, so I can put this on there. It kind of covers up that. Yeah. I can put this on. I can put this on. I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We'll do both of these. I kind of wish I could get that little bit on, but I kind of like that design too. So let me glue this down. Oh my gosh, 12 minutes already. Good grief. Okay, now I need to decide which label to use. There's that one. There's this one. I think I like the blue one. So let me distress the edges on this one. One thing that you want to watch for, since everything is like right angles, you need to kind of be careful to get things glued on straight. Okay, there's that one. Let's do this one quick. All right, we'll do the hole reinforcers. And I'm thinking to put this one kind of off the edge as well. So and you can save all the little scraps and use them again. Whoops. Oh, that's what happens when I'm trying to hurry. And the reason why I hurry, honestly, is because if I have a video that's over about 12 minutes, for some reason, it takes forever to upload. I don't know why that is, but I'm gonna have to do it through the night. And sometimes I don't like to do that as much. Okay, here's that label. Or I dropped that one. Here's this pretty green one. That's pretty. I think we'll use that one. So I will have the link to both of these kits, the labels and the wallpaper, in the description below. And I hope you'll take a quick look over at Stacy's Stories. She has a lot of fun digitals. Honestly, it's just so many things that I could do. We'll put that right there. All right, I like that. I like the way that looks. I've dropped my lid, so I'm gonna have to find that. All right. Oh, I remember I was thinking about using that one too. That would be pretty. We'll make another one. So I've got green and pink. I think we'll do green on this one. I'm just gonna tie just a simple twist there. And I think I'll tie a bow on this one. Okay, I like him. I like the way that's turned out. So there's this one. Now I will take these to the ironing board and iron them once they're, you know, well and truly dry. Yeah, I like the way they've turned out. And here's the other two. Thanks for being with me. I appreciate your attention, and always appreciate the kind comments and when you like and subscribe. I really appreciate having you in my community. Thanks so much. We'll see you again.